most likely you've heard the riddle before where they ask you if you'd rather have $1 million today or a penny doubled every day for 30 days. Let's change it up a little bit. Would you rather have 2 million? Would you rather have 3 million today or a penny doubled every day? What do you mean no sound? Or a penny doubled every day. You guys have sound, right? Yeah, there's sound. Or a penny doubled every day for 30 days. So you've probably heard this before, but I want you to really take a look. We're going to really extract and analyze this today. The answer is you should take the penny doubled every day for 30 days. That's the answer. Now that sounds crazy, right? $3 million today or a penny doubled every day for 30 days. Now, I want you to take a look at this, how this works. On day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, day 9, we're 10 days in. The person who takes the 3 million has had 10 days with $3 million, and you're sitting on $5.12. Now let's fast forward through day 11, day 12, day 13, day 14, day 15, day 16, day 17, day 18, day 19, and day 20. On day 20, your penny doubled every day. You now only have $5,242.88. However, the other person who took the 3 million, they have 3 million from day 1. They've had 20 days at $3 million. Now let's fast forward to day 29. On day 29, your penny doubled every single day. It becomes $2,684,354. And yet you still have less than the person who took $3 million on day 1. And now let's go to day 30. On day 30, your penny doubled every single day, is now worth $5,368,709.12. Literally almost double the person that took the 3 million on day 1. This, my friends, is the definition of the compound effect. So there's a book that I've been reading by Darren Hardy called The Compound Effect, and it elaborates and goes much deeper into some of the concepts that I'm going to share with you today. Also, there's my own personal experiences that I want to share with you as well. But the point is, when it comes to discipline and understanding how discipline can be used not to suck, but to actually shape and to mold you, to propel you forward, you have to understand the compound effect. You see, in this book by Darren Hardy, there are 2 different men that he uses as an example. Men who are roughly the same weight and roughly the same age, and they decide to make some different decisions in their life. The one man decides that he is going to drink a certain soda pop and eat a certain burger basically every single day. And then there's another man who decides he's going to remove the soda pop and the certain burger from his life every single day. One tiny little adjustment, one tiny little discipline, one tiny little soda pop, one tiny little burger. Not a huge crazy diet, not a big fad, not I'm going to go run with Scott Simons and do 100 burpees a day, not 75 hard, not a 67-day morning 5 challenge, nothing drastic. We're just going to drink one less soda pop and eat one less cheeseburger every single day. So these guys make this decision, and he tracks them over time. And the craziest thing happens. Over a period of 18 months, you literally see no difference between the 2 men. None. Over a period of 2 years, you see very little difference between the 2 men. But 2.5 years in, 2.5 years in to just having one less soda pop and one less cheeseburger, 2.5 years later, the men weigh 40 pounds difference. 40 pounds. Can you believe it? The one guy's 20 pounds heavier, the other guy's 20 pounds lighter. all because of that one tiny discipline to take away those calories, right? And he breaks down the math on it, so many calories times so many days times so many whatever, and the average weight that people carry, and so on and so forth. And boom, it makes total sense. It's this incredible thing called the compound effect. Now, see, understanding, knowing, and just talking about the compound effect in itself can help you with your discipline. It really can. You see, your body knows this fact. Your body already knows about the compound effect. Your body has been naturally applying the compound effect in your life since the day you were born. It literally has been naturally applying it every single day. You see, from the day you were born, you were incrementally growing. Incrementally growing new cells, one tiny little cell at a time, that ultimately attach to grow bigger and bigger organisms, bigger flesh, bigger muscles, bigger everything, to where you actually grow, you actually change in size. I want to give you an example of what this looks like visually so that you can understand what I'm saying. This is my son, Joel Bryant, age 7. Okay, this is him. This is him now. So this is Joel at age 7. Handsome boy, right? Nice Rise and Grind University shirt. You can get that shirt for 40% off on our website right now, glenlundy.com. You just got to use the code Rise and Grind. You'll get 40% off all the gear. Anyways, that's a sidetrack. This is my son. He's handsome. This is him at 7 years old. Now I want you to go back. Right? This is my son at 6 years old, a year ago. Now, not a ton of difference between Joel at 7 and Joel at 6. You don't really see any difference. Just like those two men that one drank one less Coke and one less cheeseburger, you couldn't really see a difference after 18 months. There really was no difference. And with Joel, it's very similar. There's some tiny little differences, but not much. Then when you take Joel and you go back one more year, this is Joel at age 5. Now, wait a minute. Age 5 to age 7, there's a drastic difference. And then if you even go back a couple more years, clearly there's a massive, massive difference between these incremental, one little cell at a time, between the Joel of 5 years ago, or 6 years ago, I guess that picture was, and the Joel of today. Your body has been using the power of compound effect your entire life. It's growth you can't see. It's growth that you don't necessarily understand. It's growth just like the penny every day, that even on day 29, it looks like it's not going to pay off. But on day 30, all of a sudden, you receive the reward. You see, through this entire process that your body's been using, this compound effect, through this entire process, what it's been doing is it's been preparing you for what's next. See, the disciplines, the good decisions that you make today, they're going to prepare you for what's next. Imagine if Joel went from 1-year-old body to 7-year-old body in like a year. His organs wouldn't be prepared to pump the blood to all those different components. His mind wouldn't have the capacity to be able to handle a 7-year-old body when he's only 2 years old. Right? So the body, by using compound effect, by understanding the discipline of this compound effect, you have to understand that this is how naturally in the universe we can prepare ourselves for what's next. I'm going to give you an example. This show right here, I always wanted to interview Grant Cardone, right? Like I always wanted to interview Grant Cardone, and I tried and I tried and I tried for a really long time to get Grant Cardone to do my show, and he just wouldn't do it. And sometimes it was frustrating, like, dude, come on, do my show, do my show, do my show, do my show. And then ultimately fast forward to just a couple weeks ago, and this happens.
When I go to one of these conferences, I'm like, this is ridiculous, man. Terrible rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Boring speakers, no sounds, no lights.
You got 88 speakers.
Right.
You got 88 speakers, okay? When I can erase the line and I'm entertaining people, I think this is why education fails, because it's so not entertaining.
Yeah, it's boring. It's dull.
And why so many business meetings are so boring. Like, how can I take out anything if I'm not paying attention? But the moment you walk into Vegas and you see O for an hour and a half and you're like,
yeah, totally, man. He went down into the water. He jumped through the thing. The floor moved. It's amazing.
Like, you're like, oh, wow, they had me, right? So that's what we try to do with our growth conference.
Well, I'm excited to be there, man. I was at the very first 10X, and that was an awesome experience. And the networking was crazy. That's where I met Danelle. Delgado was at that first one, and her and I have been best of friends, ever since. We've done deals together, and it's just incredible. The second one over in Vegas was mind blowing. Of course, I met Carrie Kasem, at that one, and her and I have become friends, since that particular event. But just everything that gets delivered from the stage is just it's powerful, man. When we're building our hustle and grind call, we're trying to mirror you on a much smaller scale, but we're trying to mirror you as much as possible. Blend that entertainment, the motivation, the inspiration with the education to make it impactful.
Did you hear that guy? That guy's a good interviewer. That guy right there was ready. That guy had an incredible interview with Grant Cardone, one of the most amazing people in my life. He's made a massive impact in my life. And if I would have had him on the show earlier, when I was still wiping the sleep out of my eyes at 5:30 a.m., when I didn't have the disciplines of waking up the way that I do today, when I hadn't put myself in a position where I can go to bed last night at 11 o'clock at night and get up at 1:20 in the morning so I can prep for a show, where I have better equipment now than I ever did before. Like, that was an interview. That was an incredible interview, but that was the result of me showing up day after 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 day, and not necessarily seeing the growth. But I can look back now and go, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for a guy like Ed Milet to come on my show and drop bombs like this.
I want to put you up on top of a mountain real quick. All right, Ed Milet, you are up on top of a mountain, and literally all of civilization is down at the bottom of the mountain, and they're going, Milet, 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 Milet. They're cheering for you, and you have 2 minutes with a microphone to drop something on them, some practical application, some wisdom, something they can take away and apply in their life today, this week, this month, this year. What are you going to tell them?
I would tell them, number one, there's a God in heaven who loves you, who made you, and you can live forever. And you should feel comfort in that. That's the first thing I would tell you. Second thing is that your life's never going to exceed your personal identity. Your personal identity is that thermostat sitting right there on the wall, right there. It governs the temperature in this room. This is the most important thing you'll ever hear. The most powerful force in the human spirit is to be consistent with the thoughts, concepts, and beliefs you hold true to be about yourself, otherwise known as your identity. And it's like a thermostat right there. See, that thing's set at 70.
Right.
If I open up this door and a bunch of hot air comes in, the external conditions are hot, that thermostat will regulate this room at 70 degrees. It's what we're going to get. If it opened the door and it was cold, 50 degrees, the heater will kick on and make this room 70 degrees.
Right.
In your life, no matter what the external conditions are, that thermostat setting, your identity is going to govern the internal temperature of your life. Okay? Not the external things that happen. And if you don't change that identity, you can start to heat your life up to 75, 80, 90, 95 degrees of abundance, health, wellness, happiness, bliss, whatever it is. And if you don't change that identity, you will unconsciously cool it back down to what you believe you deserve. You at best work on your identity, your worth, all the thoughts and concepts, beliefs you hold to be true about you, because it's the governor on the thermostat temperature of your life. And you've all had it happen where you get it going and you cool it back down. And it seems coincidental. Oh, my car broke down. This deal flaked out. The guy had to go to the doctor. It's not coincidental.
That's right.
It's your identity regulating the temperature of your life. And if you don't fix that, you can have all the sales skills, motivational skills, everything in the world. That regulator's kicking on at some point. So what I work on is being grateful for my faith, my 2 overriding things. Grateful for my faith. I get comfort in that. And I got to work all the time on that thermostat setting of what I'm worth. And that's shaped by your peer group more than anything.
Right.
That peer group who you listen to. And to your point, the greater the proximity, the greater the influence they have on you. The greater the repetition and proximity, the greater influence they have on you.
That's
So
right.
those would be the two things I would tell those people. And then I would say, stop yelling for me and yell for you.
I love it. That is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And you touched on that earlier, moving that identity. It's about getting around the circle, the people that are going to push you, encourage you, educate you, shape you, mold you, inform you. And clearly you, sir, Mr. Ed Milet, you are this amazing child of God, right? Uniquely made by the God of the universe to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And I know you're on your way, man.
If I would have had that interview before, I wouldn't have been ready. If I hadn't have put in all the reps, if I hadn't already shown up 540 different times, if I hadn't done the test and tried and failed and fallen on my face, if I hadn't applied the disciplines in my life to show up and to be prepared and to learn and to be able to use 2 ears and 1 mouth, both Ed Milet and Grant Cardone both stopped in the middle of our interviews and talked about how much they enjoyed being interviewed. Both of them came after the fact and sent messages about how it was one of the most powerful interviews they'd ever done, and they'd done hundreds, if not thousands. If I would have had them earlier, I wasn't ready. This is the power of the compound effect. This is what I need you to understand. You might not be seeing the results yet. You might not be seeing the results in your life yet. Nothing's changing yet. You're putting it in, you're grinding, and you're going, why am I doing this? It's not paying off. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And I just want to tell you, you're being shaped. You're being molded. That's what the discipline is for. It's creating the new best version of you that you can possibly be. And so remember that. Remember that today. I'm going to give you one last thing and then I'm going to let you go. Last night I was having dinner with Grant Cardone's team. He's got an awesome team of people. And he was sharing with me, or they were sharing with me, that one of the things that Grant Cardone does well is that he helps them close the loop. Not only does he help them generate money, but he helps them invest their money wisely and close the loop so that they can have financial freedom and financial literacy. And so I want to challenge you today to walk away with this one thought. $100 today invested at an annual return of 8%, 20 years from now will be worth $493. $493 to your future self. If you didn't invest another dollar, you didn't invest another thing, it'd be worth $493. So what that means today, don't get mad. But what that means today is that Starbucks that you're going to pay $5 for today, that Starbucks is costing your future self $100. $100 for your $5 Starbucks. Would you start thinking about that? You see, I know you want financial freedom in your life. I know that it's a challenge sometimes to struggle to pay your bills. I know that the number one common cause for divorce and stress and crime is money. And if we can help you get your money right, if you can get your money right, it unlocks so many doors in your life. But in order to get your money right, you have to understand compound effect. And you have to start making decisions today that are ultimately going to be rewarding for the future you. So as you go get your Starbucks today, I want you to look at it and go, I'm taking $100 away from my future self by spending $5 on this Starbucks today. If you're okay with that, drink that stuff up. Everybody's like, forget you, Glenn. I'm drinking my Starbucks. I don't care what you say. But for real, listen, I just want you to become the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Because I know something about you. I know that you are a child of God, the God of the universe, the God who made everything, made you to be the absolute best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And I know you're on your way. You're making good decisions. You're watching hashtag Rise and Grind. You're getting up early. You're attacking the day. You're impacting other people's lives. But I do want you to understand that those decisions, those seemingly small, those seemingly minuscule, they are adding up. You are creating that best version of yourself that you could possibly create. So continue to do it. It's making an impact on your friends, on your family members, on your coworkers. Heck, you showing up here today has made a massive impact on me. And I, for one, absolutely stinking love you for it. I do. I absolutely stinking love you. Go out there and have an incredible day today, and I'll see you back here again tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. on hashtag Rise and Grind.